Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, Reillys Knitting-Needle. She has been changed from yarning with T. Marie. Hey everybody, how are you, my crafters? If you are a new viewer, welcome. If you are returning, hey. Any hoot. Some of y'all probably don't know it if you haven't watched my other episodes. I did rebrand to Reillys Knitting-Needle only because my social media handles, Facebook and Instagram, I now have an email, which I believe is ReillysKnitting-Needle@gmail.com. If it's not there, it should be in the All About Me community. I'm not sure. It's still learning how to use technology, and we're doing the hair thing this morning. Hey, everybody. So as I was saying, I rebranded because if you're trying to find me, I have, my yarning with T. Marie. It was just a kind of spur of the moment thing. I was like, oh yeah, we'll just do that. And no. So even though it says Reillys Knitting-Needle, I am a crocheter for about 10 years. I'm a knitter for about 11. I did some knitting back in 2011, 12. To make a long story short, my stepmother always crocheted, but never did it around us. Like, I don't know. I've always heard you don't do certain things in front of people because then they make fun of you, like, you're old, or that's an old lady's hobby. So she never did it around us. About 19 years ago, she handed me a blanket. It was a granny stitch, and I still have that blanket to this day. As soon as I can find it out of my memory box, I can show it. Anyways, so she made it for my daughter. I've held on to it. Up until about 10, 11 years ago, when we moved to Georgia, my husband and I, she was actually, doing her crafting, and I wanted to learn. And she was like, oh, well, crochet is a lot more easier than knitting. Of course, I'm the challenging type. I get over the road with my husband. We stop at a Walmart, pick up a couple of knitting needles and some yarn. And next thing you know, I knitted some wonky ass scarves, and my beanies were really nice here, but then they had this big boof in the back, which worked at the time because I have really kinky hair when I don't relax it. So I'll just, shove all my hair in there. Anyway, so 2 years over the road, I only did one project, which was a blanket. I think I've shown it, Salt and Pepper, where she was all cotton and I put a crochet board around it. She took me quite some time, maybe a year. I picked up a crochet hook, and she was right. Crochet was a lot more easier, a lot more faster to bang out projects. It eats up the yarn. And I stuck with crochet. In due time, sometime, I want to say 2017, because I know I got my Chow Goose in 2017. Got my Chow Goose, and I really fell in love with the drape of scarves. Hats looked better. Definitely wanted socks, because crochet socks just hurt the bottom of my heels. So anyways, I get to my Chow Goose. I start picking up knitting. I've been an avid knitter now since 2017. So, though I've converted from yarning with T. Marie now to Reillys Knitting-Needle, there will always be some kind of crochet. If not, I do apologize, but we're still talking about yarn, so that's like the best part of the segment, right? Is yarn. Couple of things. I don't have actual any acquisitions breaking the bank. I do have two things that I did get a month or two ago. And I think you guys would probably like to see, especially stitch markers. For me, as for mostly knitting. I finally finished The Girls Just Want to Have Fun socks. That's what I named them. One is extremely shorter than the other. But because it's on cardboard, I just yanked it really hard. So you guys won't be able to tell. So even though it's all on Instagram, and I showed one sock, and I had that much left to finish, I did it yesterday. Because after I finished podcasting, I'm going through all my patterns. I really want to cast on, but I really should finish the sock and finish the crochet blanket. The Christmas one, I probably won't delve back into, maybe September-ish. Anyways, So with that being said, I really was like, okay, I should finish the sock, finish the crochet blanket. The other three projects, two of them are just round, around, around, around scarves I've shown. So I don't count those. Those are my when I'm on the drive, on the go, whatever. I do, however, have Close to You shawl that I'm working on. I don't know why I stopped working on that one. I got way too repetitive. I mean, like within 2 minutes already, 2 minutes. So I had to put her down for a minute. She's beautiful, and the pattern is just amazing. I can read it. I can actually read it, but I had to put her down. So I don't count those two because they're just, like I said, round, round, round. They're mindless. So I'm going through my patterns, and I realized, Tina, you did buy a Stephen West pattern. Excuse me. I bought a Stephen West pattern about a year ago. Dotted rays. The minute I saw WYIFSSK, I knew what they meant, but I didn't know how to do it. Slip, slip, knit, and with yarn in front. But then he's doing an I-cord. I got the I-cord on one side. The other side of this project looks super wonky. I think I'm doing something wrong. Anyways, the point of all that was I decided to cast on. So I have one finished object, technically, because y'all already had seen it. So we finished her. Now you get to see her as a pair. We have a cast on. We have 1, 2, 3 finished objects of last year that, again, everything that I finished roughly was leading up to before the move in December. So they're still relatively new. And then I have a few hats. I figure maybe I'll dip into one or two, show you 2 female hats, and I just want my safe in the face. Anyways, and maybe I'll show 1 or 2 hats for the females and 1 or 2 hats for the males. The hats have been since 2017, but because I keep my stuff in a lot of Ziploc bags, I take care of my things, a lot of my stuff looks really good condition. I'm mostly proud of my hats, so. And then, as I said, no breaking the bank, really. I have 2 small purchases that I made a month or 2 ago when I really got into the cables. I want to start doing cables. And the rings that I got, again, stitch markers. So let's go ahead and jump right into the finished object first. So the yarn, all of the yarn, is from Knit Picks. Knit Pick Stroll will be my toes and heels and cuffs. And then I believe it was Muse. Delight Speckle. And then after I finished them, I renamed them to one of 2 things. They look like Girls Just Want to Have Fun, or if you're an Animal Crossing lover, KK Bubblegum. She is done. Yes, all of my socks, sorry, I didn't mean to give you a middle finger. All of my socks, none of them are weaved in. I don't care to. I know I have to. And actually, I was thinking about that too last night. I was like, damn, I have so much. 12 pairs of socks. Everything else I try to sew along. Or if I get like to a next repetitive, I'll stop, work on all the weave-ins, and then start the next block. With my socks, I don't. But I did sit down thinking last night, I have to just take like a couple of hours and work on just strictly weaving in all my stragglers. So anyways, yeah, these are my socks. This one's a lot shorter than her. So I was showing y'all the other day, if I put my socks up, a lot of my socks are usually maybe 1 or 2 rows. This sock is actually being pulled to its max. If I put the sock the right way and I show y'all, I wasn't having a bad day yesterday. It was more of I think I was drained. After a nice long Father's Day weekend, it was quiet. We didn't really do much. We got Mario for the kids. We did some Mario with them. Mostly racing. My husband just wanted to race his little car game, and the kids were a part of it. So they mostly just worked on, upgrading their Forza cars and their Gran Turismo cars, and I just sat there knitting away. Anyways, so yesterday after a long weekend, I guess my body was like, you just need an extra, like, just get a nap in. I couldn't even get that in. The kids are home, so they're buck wild. I got 3 kittens, just whoom. They're not even kittens. They're actually a year on the 27th. So I got 3 newly adult cats from kitten to adult. Duh. Okay, it's been a long weekend. So yesterday, I'm like, I just want to get this sock off the needles. I want them off the needles. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to work on my dotted rays. So again, I don't know where I went wrong, because when I used my measuring tape from right above the pink to right where the white is, I had 3.5 inches. So when I got to this sock, she read, but you can tell even just looking at her, that's not 3.5. Now you see. So she's actually that short. Or even if I move it, she's still that short. So I don't go plucking as you see with my sweater. I would love to sit here and pick it out. No. It's just to keep my feet warm. They're for me. They're not for nobody else. So if I stretch as much as I can, I'm off by that inch. But if I really try to pull her up, I can get it to match. You guys would have never known. Oh yeah, look, it's matched. No. So anyways, those are officially done. And if you didn't see my last video, not the knitted socks one, episode 5, I do explain the cardboard, so don't come at me. But these are my girls just want to have fun. I think I'm gonna stick with those. And I lie, I did cast on. My husband was in the store, was getting gas, and he's sitting there and he's cutting up with the dudes over there. Real nice guys, you know. Every morning they see us and get our cigarettes and our coffee, blah blah blah. So he's standing there and he's cutting up with the guy, and I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I'm just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. And I'm getting bored. Like, come on. But of course, you got people getting all their lotteries, so he's probably cutting up in there with them too. Anyways, so I'm sitting there. That sock is done. I have this bag with me. Actually, the yarn was living in my Rugrats, but I put my dotted rays in here because I need more space. And then I put my socks into this... I don't do average, I do awesome. It is a lunch bag. I think I've shown this before, yeah. It's a lunch bag. I got it from work, and I'm a big collector of pins. I'm going to cover a pin video another time because I have pins from even video games. Like, it's ridiculous. There goes the hoarding. Anyways, so I switched the bags, so I have all 3 skeins in here. Anyways, you guys already know the yarn. As I said before, it's exactly this. This is, the colorway for this one's patina. I don't remember this one, the pink. And the sparkle is Delicate Sparkle or Delight Speckles. It's all knit picks. This one is Muse, and these are knit pick strolls. So as I'm sitting in the car and I have all this yarn still, I cast it on. Another sock. And I know I said I was done with socks. I don't want to touch socks. I don't want to do any socks. I don't want to make any socks. I don't even want to look at a 9-inch circular needle unless I'm working on the 2 infinity kind of scarves, whatever. But I'm sitting there, nothing to do. They're bab at the mouth. So I cast it on. It's all the same yarn. But I decided I want to test my carrying yarn skills. Now, granted, I didn't carry yarn because everything was running up one side. So at least I got the gist of how to carry the yarn and tighten. So you see how on this side it's nice and clean. It's really clean. But it's always this side that's not, and I guess because it's the opening side. Look at her. That's my little stitch marker that I got from the craft of this last year. Girl, you are a hot mess this morning. Come on. There we go. It's my stitch marker. One lost sock. But they have a whole set there, I think of 10, but they went like $30, I think, or 20, which I'm gonna get it eventually. Not now. Anyways, so this side is not as clean as the other. All my socks are like that. Even one of these, I did something right over there. But she's not as clean, but it's okay. Again, my socks, don't care. And I already started doing the wraparound. And I had to cast on because I had the patina teal on here and I needed it for there. So I had to work this fast, cut it, finish that one. I think that's what happened. I was trying to finish that one, as a matter of fact. Cut the yarn, that's why she's so little or shorter. But yep, so we cast it on another one and I'm trying to mess around with some carrying of the yarn. So that is my technically first cast on. Now, this yarn, no clue. I know it is a Hobie yarn. It is. I don't have this label. It is a Hobie yarn. It's their, they don't have names for their yarn. Everything is numbers. But it was a Halloween yarn. And I got in, I think, 3 of these last year. I made a hat. I made a pair of socks. This was the pair of socks that I said, I can do afterthought heel. And I cut it and shredded it and done. That's the second time I've done that. I think I'm sitting way too close. Anyways. So, it is Halloween yarn. I do have a nice blue one that I made a pair of socks of. Not really crazy about this yarn. Like, I don't understand. I understand. I don't understand. You just said an oxymoron. What I don't understand is wool. Now, this is like an 80-20, just like a $30 skein. I paid $7 and $30. I don't understand why this feels more scratchier than your regular. I guess I don't know how to speak about yarns. I'm still not the greatest with all the expensive stuff. I just know it's 30, it's wool, I want it. Anyways, so she feels a little scratchy. I'm hoping once she's washed, it'll soften up. But this is the yarn that I'm using. Again, it doesn't have an actual colorway name, their numbers, but it is by Hobie and it's their Halloween. So if you don't see it, you probably won't see it until August or September. These yarns sell out. When I was trying to get my hands on a specific bluish, the gray and green, she was gone. And there was a pinkish black and blue, gone. I finally got my hands on them this year. Hobie, somewhere along the line, they made a beautiful mistake and they sent me an extra skein of one of these. So I'll probably be able to make another dotted race. Anywho, enough of the speaking. So she's gonna look a little funky. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. So I started watching some of the videos of other people showing off their project, and I'm just trying to see when they're holding up these weird 4 janky looking holes. It looks like it's a part of the project. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, hey, I came up with something along with Stephen West. If not, I'm doing something right. It just looks really ugly when you're starting it. It's like, not the actual project, these weird gaping holes. I'm going to try my best to pull it up and show it. I really should just probably pick up my camera, but I'm probably going to pick up my camera. Let's see if we can do that. Okay. So here's the project. It's my dotted race. And she's getting big. And you have all these pretty eyelets every few rows. So I'm actually 4 more rows shy before starting my next eyelet. All right, get those pretty. Okay, so here's the eye cord. She's super pretty. Now you start off with the eye cord And then you got to pick up 3 more stitches from the outside to start waving this way and here. See that there? There. These gapy holes. And here, and I'm so sorry if I'm out of focus. You see, this is still attached to like the beginning, but look where I'm at. So I'm hoping that after this block, because it looks like when they're showing their shawl, that this block has just got this pretty like fan, and then you have a pretty smaller fan here. So, okay. Sorry about that, y'all. So I can hold her up now a little bit. So here we go. You see my I-cord, we're still here at the beginning. And I'm closing up a hole. And then close another hole. Close. This one actually will get sealed up now along with this one, like by 1 inch, like by 1 or 2 stitches. This here, this weird, you see that? Excuse my French, but this weird little titty just kind of, just popping. I don't understand. So, I'm hoping once this part here is done and we excel into further the pattern, and if I'm doing it right by the looks of some of them, those big holes are here, along with that patch that's right here, the tata, and then she wraps around. So I'm hoping once I keep getting it more into the pattern, this part slows down. We start picking up more I-cord, hopefully. And once she's washed and blocked, I'm hoping this will settle. This is not the first time I'm going to make this. This is the first, this is the first time. I watched a couple videos to figure out what a SSK is, doing the I-cord, some of these yarn overs and things. I know how to do yarn overs, but we're like doubling, tripling, or something of that sort. So I'm learning more, and I'm super happy I learned that I can read the patterns. I just need to find the right tools, because I'll sit there, I get intimidated, I don't care, I don't want to do it. I'll watch 1 or 2 videos, oh, I got this, and I'm halfway through the project, I'm like, this is not right. I'm hoping with this one, it's not one of those that something is wrong. If any of y'all have done a Stephen West dotted rays shawl, please feel free to give me some feedback. Let me know by the looks of it, does it look like I'm doing something wrong? I mean, because this is just, like, I can tell the pattern here. Like, oh, that's so pretty when she's laying on me. But then you got all these other ones that are just like, yeah, see that? Yeah, okay. Anywho, she's gorgeous. She's an actually fairly easy project. I thought I was going to have some trouble, but no. And that's how the colorway is coming out. Super gorgeous. So if I actually am doing something right on this one, excuse me, if I'm doing something right, definitely going to be making another one. And I think I'm going to use maybe my Dragon Horde yarn, Running Up That Hill colorway by Tristan, Dragon Horde yarn. So anyways, that's my dotted rays. That was a cast on. I really would like to work on her today, but because the last 2 or 3 days trying to get those socks off the needles, get the other one started, I just did, and then I'm working on the dotted rays. I haven't touched anything else. My fingers like quite swollen from all the pricking and pronging and stabbing. So I think today I'm actually going to do a little crochet and work on my pinwheel. Now, my pinwheel, I didn't bring her out. She is getting huge. So she's quite heavy. From the last time I did set up a video, I only got 4 rows in, and that took me about 2 hours. The bigger she gets, the longer each block is getting. So I don't want to really take her out. But I am going to crochet today. Today we are going to work on crochet. And if I don't put this away, I will be working on this project. And I should not be. So, doing all my little counts. I really should be doing it on a book. Like I said I should be doing. My counts should be written. I don't do it. I need to start doing it. Anyways, I'm putting this away. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Everybody had a great Father's Day weekend. And that goes for both parents. It's not just fathers. Same for Mother's Day. It's not just mothers. And y'all can, however y'all like, wherever you feel. I say it because, some people don't have a mom and they don't have a father. So they're both parents. So enjoy. I hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. All parents. Okay. Anywho. So that's been like my main goal the last 2 days. But I know I have to get the blanket off the hook. So she will come off the hook. I'll show the little 2 items that I got about, like I said, about a month or 2 ago. Actually, I got the rings, I think, was last year. It was last year. Sometime in October, November. So when I do my socks, I have that little sock stitch marker. Now, granted, I like the little purple ones from, you're better off just showing me instead of speaking. So if you go to Joann's and you're looking at all their stitch markers, they have these rubbery ones. And yeah, I dumped them all. Okay. So they have the rubber ones. But in the package, they'll give you 20 large and like 10 small sets. For me, as sock knitting, and I lose a lot of my stuff because of the kids, or mostly the cats, shall I say. I'm not going to spend $10 on a small package to have 30 stitch markers, 20 that are just useless to me because I don't really knit bulk or anything. I don't use big needles. I need the tiny ones, the little itty bitties. But again, I'm not spending $7, $8, $9, $10 just for a set of 10 when I know I'm just going to lose them in a couple of days. So I decided to go on Amazon a couple months ago and kept an O-ring. A packet of 100, and they're rubber. Little things. There you go. Rubber. There you go. You see it? There you go. Rubber. Anyways, so I got a pack of these. They're 100. They're great. They're awesome. But they're super thick. I'm thinking that they're going to be like the Joann's ones because if you look at them, they're really paper thin. They're thick. They do, however, leave a ladder in my work. So what I mean by that is you probably can't see it. Right there. Right in there. So a ladder is where the gapping is way too thick or I'm not pulling my stitch hard enough. There's the stitch marker. So I have a ladder, which again, it's fine. I'm the one wearing the socks. It's not like, I'm sitting here and I'm oh so great at what I do. I sell socks, so they have to be perfect. No, it's okay. But these were the best things ever. I think I paid anywhere between $4 to $7. $4.36 is like ringing in my head, so it had to be like $4 or $5. Anyways, so I got a bunch of these. It says needle size is 0 to 8, which I guess that's a 5mm. Anyways, they come with 50 black ones, 50 white ones. So I already have maybe quite a few sprawled out in my bag. So yeah, if you're looking for like rings like this, don't go to Joann's. You're going to spend X amount of money. And they don't even sell like the small packs. You would think, okay, I want 20 of the small. They don't even sell that. So if you're looking for stitch markers that are just like kind of rubber, you don't care if you lose them, whatever. A pack of these, Amazon for 100. Again, Captain O-rings, soft stitch ring markers, small, medium size, 0 to 8, 100 pack of black and white. So, great. Now, when we went, and actually I was going on Facebook, we went to the Craftivist in October. It was not the Halloween weekend, it was the weekend after. Our anniversary is the 30th because we couldn't get married on Halloween. My husband. We got married the day before. And as he says, it helps him remember. If I can only give a bird right now. Anyways. So it was actually October. It was our wedding anniversary when we went to the Craftivist, and I got all that pretty stuff, that pretty yarn, all those gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And I forgot he had bought me, and I've been wanting stitch markers from Coco Knits for like, oh God knows how long. I want her stitch markers. But at the time, that's right, it was around the time from this. So at the time, it was with these, I was like, I just ordered those, and I was waiting for them. Maybe they'll be great. And I really didn't want to spend $10, $15 on gorgeous, handmade, everything. I know that. I didn't want to spend that kind of money. I was like, I'll wait until, either they have a clearance or when I have enough, dollars to do all my notions bags. Because I really want to reset my notions bags by the end of this year. By 2024, I'm hoping that my office is fully up and running, painted, situated. She's good. I have everything in its place where it belongs. The only reason why it's taken us so long, the type of work that my husband does, he's now a technician. He is no longer a truck driver. So because he's a technician, he's going to have all odd hours and all odd days. So I kind of have to wait until my husband is like, yeah, I got the time. Anyways, so we'll give it another 6 months. Hopefully my room will be set up and I'll have everything in its place. The point of this was... There goes my tangent again. We went in October. And I thought it was my birthday. So we went in October. And I didn't want the stitch markers. I got a ton of stitch markers. And again, that was the point. I'm pretty sure once I set up my room, you guys will be able to see all of my notions. And I want to get those bins where some of those young ladies have been showing the little drawers. And they've been keeping all their things really pretty in their offices or their studios. So with that being said, I figured, okay, I don't need all this other extra stuff just yet. I don't need it all just yet. So he's like, okay, well, what are these? I said, well, they're cable needles. So Coco Knits, curved cable needles. And I do apologize for the lighting. I'm upstairs again today. I'm not downstairs. I don't feel like being downstairs today. So the cats are down there. Anyways, the point was that I've always wanted Coco Knits stitch markers, but I realized at that moment I had way too much going on. I have way too much stuff, and I have to reset my notion bags anyways. Just hold off because I started making my own stitch markers, which I'll probably grab some right now as well to show. So anyways, regular metal. Girl, what are you doing? There you go. They're not too sharp. They're decent. But I got them because I wanted to start doing cables. Like, I really want to start, again, I want to start stepping out of my comfort zone. And hats and scarves and, sweaters and shawls, they're way too proper, like, how do I mean? Easy for me. Proper, easy for me to read. I'm still speaking. So they're really quite easy to do. And I want to step out of my comfort zone. I want to be out of my comfort zone. So, oh yeah, we're rocking some Doctor Strange and some Wanda today. Yeah. Anyways, when he said, okay, you don't want the stitch markers, why don't you try these? I said, you know what? I have all those plastic ones that you get from Walmart, and, they're like huge. I mean, they're like stabby kind of, stitch markers. I got some old plastic ones. I don't like these. I really don't. I made a project using them, so I figured I'd get some legit ones. So hopefully soon I'm going to be working on a cowl, and I want to do a cabling. Now I do have a project to show, which I had to use the other cables holders. Again, not crazy fan of them, but I wanted to learn. I learned how to do cables. They're not that hard. Well, depending of the pattern. So Anyways, so that was one of my purchases from the Craftivist, was the cable needle. Now, I did this one as well last year. I think I did this one in June or July. Actually, no. I did it in February, March, before school had ended. So, I made this one last year. Oh, man. Not doing justice. Okay. So, the pretty little cowl. Girl. There you go. You see the cables in there. She's super pretty, and I don't want to mess up my hair, but and she'll sit like that in the coat, of course, and you pull her up if you want. Oh, there you go. Look at the stitches. So I plan on making more, and I want to do it the right way. Now here's where I screwed up. I was shy, I think, another 5 stitches. Look at the block. So you see, nice and pretty, starts. Where is the rest of it? I had to block it off because I realized I didn't have enough. I was like, it is what it is. It's my happy little mistake. It's all mine. So yeah, she's got this weird thing going on here. I was short some stitches, but okay, it's mine. She's pretty. She's super warm. This yarn is, I want to say this one is Hobium. Not Hobie, Hobium. Now, a couple years ago, Hobium was quite big as well. And then they had shut down for a few months. They came back. I really haven't shopped with them. I can't find the sock yarns that they used to have. It started with a K. Oh, dear Lord. I can't remember, but they don't sell it anymore, so I kind of just stopped buying from them. Maybe, you know, when things start picking up again financially, I can look into their website and see if they brought that yarn back, or even try something different, like a different sock yarn. But it's been years. I ordered that yarn years ago, and it's just been sitting. One day I decided to pick it up, and I make this janky thing. I started at it. It was supposed to be a Ross hat, actually. It was supposed to be a Ross hat. And after I was done with the ribbing, I said, I'm going to do this. And that's where it got me. So it's one of my finished projects of last year. And I'm just going to show 2 more and maybe a hat. So I had a knitting machine a year ago. It was one of those janky ones, cheapy ones from Michael's. They were like $100, I think. That day it was like half off or something. I don't even remember. This was years ago. Anyways, so the machine sat around, never used it. I finally decided to use it. I think after like 3 or 4 scarves, I demolished it. Don't care. It's cheap. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, I only did it to myself. Oh, yeah, I'm going to use a knitting machine. To be honest with you, as much as I would love to use a knitting machine, it sucks the fun out of actually making something. Or if you drop a stitch, again, I don't have the patience. If I drop a stitch on one of those, I could just, fudge it up. Those machines, I don't have no. Anyways, so I made this one for my daughter. And she's extremely long. She's really thick. This was a Burnett baby something, but she's still going. She's still going. Look at this. I gotta put it down. So I made it as big as I did because I had 2 skeins of it. Number 1, I had to get rid of it. 2, with the little ones, it gets cold. It really does get cold here in Georgia. So she's little. I don't wrap it like this for her. I go around a couple of times, but yeah. So it was pretty long. So they're wearing it. So that one's hers. And then I'm pretty sure the next one, I don't think it was my son's teacher. I think my son freaked out. So apparently he was running in the hallway, he said, and his pom-pom got snagged. he went to his teacher and told her, no, my mommy's going to be upset. She made this for me. And I'm like, honey, that was okay. He's like, no, but you took a lot of time. And I felt like, honey, it's okay. I'm more upset what they did to the project than actually just putting in a Ziploc bag or sending a note, hey, listen, this got ripped, or, whatever happened. I put it in a bag for you so that way he could take it home and you can repair it. He says supposedly that the teacher went and got her hot glue gun and just started gluing the acrylic together. So either my son freaked out and did it, or, you got a teacher out there for shit for brains using hot glue on plastic. Fabric plastic at that. Anyways, so there's my son's. I fell in love, and I believe this was the ice cream yarn. I don't remember by who, but it was his ice cream yarn. I've had it for years because I love blues. It was supposed to be meant for me, but give it to the kids. So, and here we go. Bam! Look at that. Look how pretty that pom-pom is. My clothes off ain't the best. I got a couple of knots in there, but the best. Look at that. Look at the difference. It got shredded, and it's all hot glue. Hot glue. So, as I said, it's machine. It's knit, so I don't know if I should just go on with a scissor, cut, and see what I can pick up and try. And I don't have this yarn anymore, so I might just have to get some weird looking blue, and it's going to just be 2 offset blues, and it is what it is. But yeah, unfortunately, tragic accident. Either the child did it, and again, if my son did it, I'm not upset because he doesn't know any better. That's number one. Number two, he knew I put a lot of love into it. So if he did do it, he freaked out like, oh my God, she made this and I don't want to go home. And she'd be upset or even sad, because I get very sad, especially when they destroy their hats. Like their hats, and I'm just sitting there, I'm like, God damn. God forgive me. Damn. That took me like 7-8 hours and only took 2 seconds for you to demolish. So it upsets me. But I think this particular one, he knew that I wanted to make it perfect for them. So I didn't want no distractions. And I'm cranking really, not too slow, not too fast, just right, so I don't drop a stitch. So again, this is an honest mistake if it was my son. But then again, as somebody who has ADHD, I know my kid. He would have sat here and picked and shredded, and yeah. I'm pretty sure a teacher decided to take it upon herself, and, teachers are pretty good with arts and crafts, aren't they? I'm not knocking you, I'm just saying. Good fucking job. Look at this. At least it held together where she didn't start, coming down apart. So, thank you. I can cut it somewhere. Anyways. And last but not least, I'm not going to get into too much depth with too many hats because I have a lot of hats. But one of my favorite ones that I did make, I made quite a couple actually. So, the yarn, I'm sorry. And I made her a matching hat to go with that. I know it's pink, but I made her a matching pom-pom hat. I'm pretty sure my son might have one. Yeah, he did, but the pom-poms got ripped off. But anyway, so yeah, that's a matching pom-pom for her as well. So for me, again, Hobie yarn, Carte Pou. That was the name of the yarn, Carte Pou. From Hobium, not Hobie, Hobium. Carte Pou. Yeah, Carte Pou. I'll sit here and just keep saying it. Carte Pou. I made a pair of socks, I think I've shown y'all. And it's great as a beanie. So it's one of my favorite ones. This one I actually think I made like in 2017, 2018. She's still good condition. You barely see her pilling. Everything is the Ross hat. All my hats are Ross. Yeah. His crowns, his decreases. Smell great guy. So if you're looking for a hat pattern, go to Smell Great Guy on YouTube or go to Smells Like Yarn. I believe that's what he named his website. And all his patterns are free. So this is one of his patterns. This yarn was the Karen Pantone yarn. This one I don't even think I finished. Yeah, I didn't even finish her. This was a ribbing 1x1, so she does not have the pretty crown. She's all like bleh. But it's one of my other ones, my Karen Pantone. It's beautiful. They feel great. And then a Ross hat with his I don't know where I went wrong. I think again I got a little extremely like tired. I got annoyed. I'm done. I started bulking too fast. So those are his crowns or his decreases. I believe this is either 80 stitches, something like that, or 100 stitches. But another again, Karen's Pantone. I like to make hats. Hats are like my number one thing. If I'm really like not wanting to deal with little needles, little yarn, I stay away from the socks. I stay away from even scarves if it's acrylic. I just cast on a hat. Even though they're all the same thing, round, I prefer to do a hat. Hats are my things. And when it comes to crochet, it's the pinwheels. So I am so sorry for the ASMR noises. Yeah, sorry. So that is it for today. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I said I make stitch markers. So I don't make them, obviously. We all buy them in the store. So you're not going to see all of them real quick. I got a bracelet last year from Amazon, and it was a Marvel bracelet. All your Marvel characters on there. I believe y'all had seen Groot's. I'm using Groot and I'm using Wanda at the moment. So I bought this bracelet. Yeah, okay. So I bought this bracelet, and I didn't buy it as a bracelet. As soon as I saw the charms, I'm like, oh, that's stitch markers. So, you know, come on, Spidey. There you go. And I just go and I buy the little lobster claws. I buy a whole bunch of the rings. Yeah, a whole bunch of rings. And I put the lobster claw. Okay. Then I started making some more. Didn't get the lobster claw on that one yet. Ah, here we go. And I was talking about the rubber rings real quick. Those ones. See how thin they are? They're rubber. But you only get like 10 of these. And you get like 20 large ones. Look how many large ones I have. I have a butt ton of them. I'm losing all the little ones because I use the little ones. So, but yeah, I do stitch markers as well. There's Thor's Mjolnir. I mean, it looks like it has writing on there. It's just, it does. Something, something, power of Thor. You can't read the first two words. They're like really like chiseled in there. Power of Thor. But pretty dope. The time stone. Yep, and that's about it for those stitch markers. Oh, here he goes. And there he's baby Groot. So, like I said, I started this last year. This was the very first one I started. I mean, you buy your little regular knick-knack ones from Joann's. Like I got that one a while back, camper, you know, and it just has this. It had a ring. I stuck a lobster claw on it. So, when I saw the Marvel one, I was like, yeah, I think I want to start doing that. Maybe once or twice a year. Because it took me about, I want to say about 4 weeks. This came from China, I think. Yeah, ordered it like the beginning of the month. I didn't see it till like a month later. So maybe once or twice a year, buy some of these cool ones, and then just break the bracelet, start making my own. I'd really like to make some Adventure Time ones. If I can find somebody who has any of these little trinkets of Adventure Time, let me know. If you find it, please let me know where you found it. I love to order some and make some myself. That is it for today's podcast. We kept it under an hour. I most likely won't be back until next week. I have a lot going on this week. Dentists, doctor's appointments. I usually like to get everything done in June, a month before they go back to school, because while everybody else is trying to get everything done last minute, I already got all my shit done prior. So the rest of this week, it's immunizations, doctor's appointments, dental appointments. Yeah. So most likely I will not have a video. And if I do have a video, listen, depending if it's 20 minutes, an hour long, 7 minutes long, most likely it'll be my progress on my dotted rays, Stephen West, by Stephen West. And hopefully my crochet blanket, my pinwheel by the Crochet Crowd, hopefully she will be done by the weekend. So if you do get a video, probably will be anywhere between Friday and Sunday, just showing what I finish and if I've casted anything on. If I don't have a video, then I probably won't be back until next week, Tuesday or Wednesday, just showing and summing up what I actually have gotten done, what I've worked on, what I've casted on. Again, just depends on timing for me. It's supposed to be great, beautiful this weekend, so I might just take the kids to the pool. Thankfully, we have a pool that's indoors. That's right down the road from us, so we ain't got to be exposed to all those bugs and burning our skins alive and hanging out in hell all day. We can be in indoors. But I really hope you guys enjoyed what you saw today and like what you heard. I know, babbing for 50 minutes, and it should have probably been shorter, but hey, honestly, the kids are still sleeping. I actually have to get them up now to have breakfast. So I had my morning time. I'm going to jump on some crochet, maybe bump a little bit of music with the kids. Knowing them, we're going to be watching Mario again for like the 20th time, running around, peaches, 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 peaches. I love it. Anywho, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and enjoy the rest of your week. Have a great weekend. And again, if you're new here, please don't forget to hit subscribe and like, and maybe the notification bell whenever the hell I do upload. And yeah, don't hesitate to even leave a comment or if anything I said today that you might know as far as stitch markers go, my Stephen West, if I'm doing something wrong, please reach out, let me know what I might be doing wrong and point me in the right direction to figure it out. I think I'm doing good. So, anywho, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. I'm saying this again. They're doing the awkward thing. Yeah! I'm having a great morning, like I said. Good morning so far. And it's only great since everybody's now gone for work. And the kids are sleeping. That's when it's great. Until next time, guys, I appreciate you guys all stopping by. Thanks again. Bye.